Good evening. The topic that I picked for our fundamentalist controversy was the Scopes trial. And inside of the Scopes trial, we see also known as the Scopes monkey trial. This was a landmark legal case, takes place in Denton, Tennessee, during the summer of 1925. And this trial revolves around the teaching of evolution in public schools. It becomes a symbol of the clash between science and religion in American society in the 20th century. John Scopes, a high school biology teacher, was accused of violating Tennessee's Butler Act, which prohibited the teaching of any theory denying the biblical account of creation. And therefore, the prosecution is led by William Jennings Bryan, prominent figure in American politics and a staunch opponent of evolution, while defending Scopes was Clarence Darrow, a renowned defense attorney and advocate for civil liberties. The trial garnered nationwide attention, attracted journalists, spectators, religious and scientific leaders, and I'm sure educators worldwide. It became a spectacle that epitomized the debate between fundamentalist Christian beliefs and the growing acceptance of evolutionary theory in academic circles. According to the Chillicothe Post, there were statements made during the Scopes trial in Dayton emphasizing the clash between tolerance and intolerance regarding the teaching of evolution. Darrow, the defense counsel, argued that the trial is about preserving tolerance rather than debating the theory of evolution itself. He criticizes the law under which Scopes is being tried as exemplifying intolerance. However, during the trial, Darrow also argues for the importance of academic freedom and scientific inquiry, while Bryan seeks to uphold traditional religious teachings and moral values. The proceedings include testimony from expert witnesses on both sides, with debates over the validity of evolutionary theory itself and the interpretation of biblical scripture. On the other hand, William Jennings Bryan, the other key figure in the trial, sees this as uncovering a conspiracy against the Bible and Christianity. He dismisses evolution as an unproven and imaginary process, arguing that it undermines moral principles by suggesting a cruel natural selection where the strong dominate the weak. Contrary to Bryan's stance, currently Mather, who is the chairman of the Department of Geology at Harvard, asserted during the trial that the Bible should be regarded as a religious text rather than a scientific one. He suggests that evolution and modern science are not incompatible with biblical truths, as the Bible doesn't provide specific details about the age of the earth. Worldview-wise, this is the worldview that I take. Mather advocates for tolerance between science and religion, asserting that scientific conclusions about the earth's age don't diminish the spiritual truths conveyed in the Bible itself. In the end, though, Scopes is found guilty and fined $100, although the verdict was later overturned on a technicality. Despite the legal outcome, the trial had far-reaching consequences, contributing to the ongoing debate over the role of religion and science in education and public life. This is a debate that does sometimes come up in my own classroom when we're teaching early antiquity, talking about not evolutionary theory itself, but the evolution of humans and where we come from. And so, as I said, I generally take that stance and that worldview that there are no time frames specified inside the Bible itself or inside of the Christian worldview or any other religious worldview. These time frames could be anything, and therefore science doesn't necessarily negate religion, and religion doesn't negate science. So thank you for listening.